would be wearing hats and no sleeves. I can do so much better. So, so, so much better. So, so, so much better. Dreams are all that I need. I finally see I can do so much better.
Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Talking Tequila with the Hombre. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let me see if I can get how does the volume sound? Does it sound really loud? Let me see if I turn this down just a little bit. All right, so lots of stuff going on this week. Of course, you know, it was Blanco week, so I've been putting some content up on Instagram and here on YouTube for excuse me, some Blanco stuff that we were doing. And hope you guys have been enjoying that content. I love sharing good Blancos with people. And the reason why I decided to do this today, this week, is because I've had a lot of people that have said to me, hey, aren't Blancos for making cocktails and mixed drinks and stuff? And I'm like, no. Blancos are very good sippers. Matter of fact, they're more representation of what the heart and soul of a tequila line is all about. What you can't hide flaws in it like you can with aging. So if you want to see if a brand is good, you got to try the Blanco. But people have this impression that Blanco tequilas are for mixed drinks and stuff, which they are not. So I've been having fun doing the content this week on that. We're wrapping it up. Tomorrow we'll do some more Blanco content. But then also I got a review that I'm going to do tomorrow too. Because I want to get it released before I head to Mexico next week. I will be in Mexico. So I won't be doing any live streams next week, but I'll try to post some content from Mexico for the work that I'm going to be doing while I'm there. I will be in Guadalajara, so this is not I'm not going on vacation to Cabo San Lucas or anything. This is tequila work, so I'll be with some brands, doing some things, working on some projects for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective, and meeting up with some good old friends that I have at the distilleries and stuff, and keep it on track and getting new information for you guys to share with you. So, hold on one second. I am in the middle of having an asthma attack, so I'm going to take my medicine. Just one second. All right. Try not to do that on camera. I was hoping it wouldn't happen before I came online. So one of the things that happened today for the review is that the San Matias 135th anniversary blended añejo came today, and I wanted to show you guys. This is what I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow. This is the box for it, the packaging. Really nice presentation. We have it on ferment and still. We have a really good price on it. Now what the box does, which is kind of cool, I'll turn it this way, is it rotates like this, and it exposes the bottle that way. Look at that. Isn't that a great piece for the bar? Now there's 135 crystals on this as well for each year that San Matias has been in existence. So this is certifying or celebrating 135 years in existence for Casa San Matias Distillery. So looks amazing. So I love the presentation stuff on this. The bottle's really cool. The packaging's really cool. The way it rotates like this. This is definitely something that's going to look great on the bar. And I'll do a review tomorrow to talk about the flavor profile and tell you more about the tequila. Now, one thing I do know is I spend a lot of time with Casa San Matias. For those of you that have been in the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective with me since the beginning, we started out with 5 barrels from Casa San Matias. And so I know the people there really well. I know the owner, Carmen Villarreal, really well. Carmen's a good friend of mine. And I know my friend Humberto, and there's a lot of people that I know there. And one of the people that I know there too really well and gotten to know because of all the barrel tastings and stuff that I've done and the multiple visits that I've done is Roxio. And Roxio is their master distiller / taster, and she is great at what she does. I've sat across from her tasting barrels and stuff, and we've gone over notes, and she is super great at picking up flavor profiles and knowing what's good and what's not. And then, she knows my flavor profile now too, because how much time I spent with her. But she does a good job too of picking which stuff's good and stuff. And so she blended this for them. And what this is it's basically a blend of all their añejos. So it's got Raysol in it. It's got Orgullo, which is a really good line that's no longer in existence. They discontinued it, but they saved the last barrel of it for this, which is kind of cool. So this is kind of a collector's item as well, as it has the Orgullo Añejo in it, which no longer is in existence. They discontinued it as they're focusing more on the Pueblo Viejo line. So, and then it has Pueblo Viejo Añejo. It's got Raysol. It's got San Matias Gran Reserva. So it has like all their añejos and stuff in it. And it is, I'm looking forward to tasting it. I'm really excited because I love the HP. Oh, it's got the Tahona too. The Tahona añejo in it as well. The Tahona line's fantastic. So there's a lot of good things that went into this, so I'm hoping they blended it right. And one thing that I really do like about Casa San Matias is that all their aged stuff, they never over-age stuff. Agave is still present in it, which I love. And so you really get a nice agave flavor from it. So I'm a big fan of Casa San Matias. So when this, they told me this was coming out probably about a year and a half ago, I kept it quiet. And they got me a bottle to do the review on. And so I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. And I did make sure that we got some for ferment and still. So we do have some for that, and people have already placed their orders, and people have already received it, which is great. So those of you that received it, you can taste along with the review tomorrow. That'd be kind of cool. So so that's kind of what's going on right now. I'm trying to think of what else. While I'm in Mexico next week, I'll be doing some barrel selections for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. So if you guys haven't joined, you should join. It's a fun group. I know Jan Neeson, he's here right now. He's a member, and he benefits from it. It's a good group of people. We share a lot of information with each other. There's all kinds of resources there. So it's not just about for the buys and stuff, but you have to use the Discord to get the information from it, because it is all in Discord. And the reason we went the Discord route is originally I did it for free at my own expense, and I was spending $15,000 a year on the collective. But we went to the Discord because a lot of times I'd send emails out about the buys, and people would complain and be upset because they weren't able to, they didn't get the emails. They went to their junk folder or something, and they didn't know about it. So we went to the route of the Discord. So this way it's all in one place. So everybody can just go and check and see when I post things or what's happening, what buys we're doing, what we're working into. And a lot of times too, I will post on there that, hey, I have the opportunity of doing something really special with this. Is this something that you guys are interested in? And the members get to give me input on whether that's something they want to do or not. And then, and so, depending on the response I get, it makes a determination as to whether we do it for the group. And then what happens though is if we don't sell them out, we do make it public to people from Ferment and Still. But hopefully, in the future, right now, the membership's growing tremendously, which is great. Hopefully we'll be able just to sell out the batches with the group and everybody will get something special. And we want to have to result in moving to Ferment and Still going public with it to get rid of the bottles. Because I want this to be for people that are serious about getting good stuff and for people that aren't going to hoard and try to resell it. Because there's enough of that going around where I want to get the bottles in the people's hands that really want it. So this is one way to do it. It's $10 a month to join. It's a great group of people. I really enjoy talking with them. And then also too, if you have questions for me, you can always just tag me in something, and I always respond. Everyone will tell you that I respond. So I'm going to be doing some work for the collective next week while I'm in Mexico. We're going to be picking a barrel of San Matias Gran Reserva Extra Nejo. We're going to do the 90 proof batch. So I'll be doing that, and then I'm working with Carrera on some special aged extra Nejo that I'm going to be talking to them about and picking out a barrel for the collective as well. So I'll be seeing Mauricio and Lalo, which those are the guys that I worked on the Carrera Still Strength with, and that they're great guys, and I love supporting them, and it's been a lot of fun, and so I'm looking forward to working on this project with them. So I'll be spending a pretty good part of the week next week with the Camarenas. Now, one thing I wanted to say too is, I talk a lot about the Carrera 54, and people some are like, oh, you're just pushing it because you make money on it, and it's because you have it fermented still, and blah blah blah. And I go, look, I want to make kind of this perfectly clear to everybody and let everybody kind of understand. I did the Carrera 54 Still Strength Blanco as a project with Lalo after I reviewed their regular Blanco and talked about it and presented their brand to everybody so everybody could kind of become aware of their brand and make it so people would want to buy it and try it. It was a good brand then, and I liked it, and so I became friends with Eduardo and with Mauricio and Mauricio Jr., Mauricio's son, and basically that whole side of the Camarena family. And so they said, hey, we'd like to do something special for your group. We know you have the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. What would you like to do? And I said, how about we do a Still Strength? And they said, oh, okay. Eduardo said, let me check with my dad and see if that's something we can do. And then they came back and said, yeah, that sounds like something to be a lot of fun. We're up for it. I said, great, but let's work on the flavor profile. Let's try to do something different. And they said, okay, let's do that. And so then they created a bunch of different flavor profiles, and I tasted through them, and then I found the one that we have now. And I said, okay, this one is absolutely incredible. And we did a couple of panel tastings with it, with Mauricio and Eduardo and myself. And I actually brought a guest one time, and he got to taste into it too. And on the final tasting, we all tasted it and said, wow, okay, this is phenomenal. We did it blind with 5 different other glasses with other Blancos and stuff in it. And we're like, this one's phenomenal. This is really good. This one, what's this one? And they said, oh, that's the Carrera 54 that we created for you. And I said, this is fantastic. This is so good. And so I ended up drinking like 3 or 4 glasses of it while we were there. And then Mauricio kept going, yeah, this is one of the best Blancos I think I've ever tasted. And he's been, doing tequila for a long time. And Eduardo agreed. And then even the guest that I had with me, who was also a big tequila connoisseur, was like, this is phenomenal stuff. This is amazing. This stuff's really good. And so they actually gave me another little bottle to take with me to the hotel. And my guest and I actually finished the bottle in the hotel lobby. So we were really impressed with it. It was really good. And so I said to them, I said, look, to help the brand out and to really kind of get exposure and stuff, we'll buy the whole batch. And they said, that would be great. And they said, well, if you're going to do that, we'd love to honor you by doing a neck tag because, we appreciate all the stuff you've done for us. You don't charge us for any of this stuff. You come out on your own expense and spend your own money to come here and help us. And, and they made me an honorary Camarena. And I'll show you guys the book sometime. I have the family heritage of the Camarena family. They gave me the book of that. And so we can actually go over on a live stream, go over their heritage, which is kind of really interesting. It dates all the way back to believe it or not, the Salza and Orendine family. And there's people like intermixed from all different distilleries and tequila lines throughout all of the Jalisco part of Mexico. So it was really kind of cool. And so now they call me honorary Camarena. We joke. I always call Eduardo my primo, my cousin. And it's all good fun. But that's the reason why I promote this brand. It's because it's really something special. And I think it's something that people need to try. And yeah, of course, I got my haters out there that will say all kinds of bad things about it. But most of the people that are talking bad about it have never tried it. And they're only talking bad about it because they don't like me, which, hey, to each their own. I don't, most of the people that don't like me have never met me or never had an experience with me personally. So, you get, when you put yourself out there, you get haters. And so that's what it is. So if you haven't tried that amazing high proof Blanco, the still strength, grab a bottle and try it. I promise you, it's really, really exceptional. It's really good. For me, it's one of my favorite. It's my favorite high proof Blanco. And the reason why is because when I look for a high proof Blanco, I look for something that just says cooked agave. And if you've ever been to a distillery and they've handed you a piece of cooked agave from the Orno, from either the brick Orno or the autoclave or whatever, they hand you a piece and they say, here, and you try it, it's so good. It's like nature's candy. It's so good. The taste of it's so good. I mean, I could sit there all day long and just munch on cooked agave. And I love that flavor so much that when you find the pure cooked agave flavor in a Blanco tequila, it just excites me. And so this one, there's not a lot of other off flavors and stuff and fermentation mixed in with it or anything else like that. It is a lot of cooked agave. And of course you get minerality from the water and stuff like that, and a little bit of fermentation stuff in there as well. But it just sings cooked agave. It's an agave bomb. So if you want to try what cooked agave is like and want a high proof Blanco that gives you that, then that still strength Blanco is the way to go. All right, so I'll get off my soapbox now and let's mix in with our viewers, our subscribers, and see what's going on today and answer questions. And let's talk tequila. All right, hey Ruben, hey Hombre, enjoyed your San Matias Blanco review. Great, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. As always, I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So that's great, and it was fantastic. Blanco, it's different, and I love things that are different. When you get stuff where everything tastes the same and it has the same kind of similar flavor profiles, to have something different like that was really exciting. So it's something I'm going to be drinking. It's really inexpensive, and the flavor profile was actually delicious. So if you have somebody too that is a Clase Azul person or Don Julio 1942, pour them a glass of this and let them try it, because I think they're gonna go, wow, this is actually pretty good. It's not as super vanilla-y and stuff as the Additive bombs are, but it may get them off Additive bombs. It's with something that's not at all harsh and has a wonderful flavor profile. So let me see what hey Naguitas, have you had a chance to attend the Mexico in a Bottle events? No, I haven't attended any of those events. I just can never get the time to work out to get it. Have you had a chance to attend? They're great. I'm going to Phoenix one in a few weeks. No, I haven't gone, but have fun in Phoenix. It sounds like fun. Hola Jan, bienvenido, welcome, glad you can make it. Al Martinez, hola, bienvenido, welcome, glad you can make it. Naveen, hola, glad you can make it. Is that exactly? The 54 is fantastic. All they have to do is try it and they'll see exactly. Yes, thank you, Jan. And there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm not going to try because I'm not supporting. You're not supporting me, okay? You're supporting the brand. We did something that a lot of these other influencers and stuff don't do, okay? They don't support the brand by putting their money where their mouth is and giving money to the brand. We bought a whole batch of tequila to support the brand, to say, hey, we love what you're doing. We want to encourage you to do more. We want to support the brand. So we bought the whole batch, and that way it's not sitting in a warehouse at the distributors waiting for people to buy it. And instead, the distributor's like, oh wow, we just sold the whole batch. So that's a good thing. And so we have an exclusive on it as well. You can't find it anyplace else here in the United States. So, Naveen says, I got the new Pasote Añejo. I did not like it at all. It tastes similar to Herradura Añejo. Oh, well, that's, I like it better than the old, so, but to each their own. I'm sorry you didn't like it. Hi, Mark. Glad to see you the other day. Quick question. Going to Arandas late October. I'll be in a bit of a hurry. What 2 distilleries do you recommend to visit? You're going to be in a bit of a hurry. So what distilleries in Arandas? Well, it depends. If Ocho is a good one to visit, Tequila Ocho, they're open to the public, so you can get a tour there. Any of the other distilleries up there, you can't. Well, Vivanco's you can get into. 1414, that's a good one too. Sergio Cruz and Sergio Vivanco are there. They'll let you bring you in, but a lot of the other ones you need to know somebody in order to get in. They just don't have public public tours. So I would say Ocho and 1414, Vivanco, Feliciano Vivanco and Associates. Those are good ones. Hey, Beyond Barrels. Hola. Bienvenido. Welcome. Got this cough today. I would rather keep myself to go to G4 and organic 123 and there you go. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Hombre, just got in. Glad to be here. Glad to have you, Travis. I'm seeing Travis a lot. He's asking a lot of good questions and stuff on the comments for the YouTube videos and stuff. And I know he's a new member. Thank you for joining the channel membership. Glad you did that. Thank you for supporting what I do. Hello, Hombre from Agave Bobby Dell. Hey, Agave Bobby Dell. Sorry, I can't see with these lights here. Glad you can make it, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. Always glad to have Agave Bobby Dell here. Just like Fortaleza is currently hard to find, do you foresee any tequilas, another tequila do the same? No, Fortaleza will be a lot more easier to find. The reason why Fortaleza is hard to find is because they can't do a lot of volume because of the size of their distillery. They do small batches, and so they can't keep up with the demand. But they're building a new distillery, and it's supposed to, for what I've gotten from a source of mine, they said that it's supposed to open around Christmas time. So next year, there should be more and more Fortaleza showing up on the shelves. So don't get crazy and feel like you're missing out on anything and spend some of the outrageous prices that they're charging for the Añejos and Repos and stuff. Just wait. Be patient. Be patient, and what has the saying go? Be patient and good things will come to you, right? Be patient, wait till next year. You'll see bottles start showing up on the shelves as they start producing more and getting more on the shelf. So, and then what'll happen probably is people, when they see it, they'll start going crazy and buying it all up real quick, but they'll have more and more and more to the point where people will run out of money and will stop buying it and realizing, okay, I don't need to buy everything, and I can. Hey, thank you for the super chat, for the $1.49 super chat. Naveen, I appreciate it. Things will chill out, and then you'll be able to find it on a regular basis once the distillery opens up and they get more volume. So don't worry about that. Got 8 bottles of the Carrera 54 down to 3. Oh, well, Mexico. Well, yeah, that stuff. It's that way. It's very addictive. It's very addictive. I bought 12 bottles, and I've got 2 left. So I'm going to have to place another order. Because it's so easy to drink. I actually, I don't know about the other guys that have the Carrera 54 and have drank it and stuff. I'm actually kind of addicted to it. It's like, there's times where I'm like, I need to have the Carrera 54. And so I'll go out in the garage and pour some, and then of course have a good stogie with it and just relax and watch some TV while I'm working on things in the garage and enjoying that amazing high proof Blanco. So yeah, that's typical. I'm hearing a lot of people, when they buy one bottle, they come back and they buy a bunch more. Because once this batch is sold out, we don't know what the next batch is going to be like, so there's no guarantee the next batch is going to be as good. So don't think I'm going to wait until it shows up in the stores, because you could wait to show up in the stores and the second batch cannot be as good as this batch. So this batch is phenomenal, and I'll stand by that. So hey, R. Odoms. Hola. Finally got to catch up. Well, bienvenido. Welcome. I'm glad you can make it. I always see you commenting and stuff on Instagram. Thank you for supporting what I do. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching the videos and following on Instagram. I appreciate you. And I'm always there to answer your questions, as you know as well. You've asked some questions in the past. I am sad. I live in Ohio. There isn't too many options for us to try. I can't even get to try a luchador. Oh, well, don't be sad that you live in Ohio, because I'm from Ohio. Hey, Ohio. Ohio State, go Buckeyes. Yeah, I grew up in Cincinnati, so yeah, I know Ohio. But what's nice to do, depending on where you live, is you can actually drive out of the state into Kentucky, and there's a place called Party Town that has a good selection of tequilas and stuff that you can pick up. I don't know if you're close to Cincinnati or live close to Kentucky. It may be a little bit more of a drive for you, but I know a bunch of guys from Cincinnati that drive down and go to Kentucky and go to Party Town right across the river and pick up some tequila and stuff there. So they get some good options. So don't be sad. Just be creative. Is 123 additive free? There was some recent discussion about that. Yes, it's 100% additive free. Now I'm gonna do a week on additives when I get back from Mexico. So, because there's a lot of people that are like, everyone jumps to the conclusion that because there's vanilla flavoring or because it tastes like vanilla, because it tastes like caramel, that it must have additives. Oh, there's an abundance of caramel and vanilla in it, but it must taste, it must be additives, and that's not the case. It's not the case, and I'm sure Beyond Barrels can attest to this. When you age stuff using wood, you can actually cater your flavor profile and build your flavor profile by selecting the right kind of wood and the right seasoning and the right kind of things. Wood naturally has a compound called vanillin in it, which vanillin is a natural compound that gives you the vanilla flavor. It's found in wood. It's available plentifully in wood, and it's easily dissolvable in alcohol. And so when you have a barrel that's new wood, you'll get more vanillin and stuff in it. And the caramel flavor that we all know comes from a lot from the toasting and the charring of the wood. And that is from a compound called diacetyl that gives you that caramel kind of buttery kind of caramel flavoring. And it also has to do with sucrose. So it's the sugars, natural sugars in the wood that have been changed from heat, where they actually get reformatted and provide a caramel-ish kind of note and compound. And I'll give you guys the breakdown, the chemistry and stuff on it when I do the additive thing next week. It'll be really exciting. I think it'll be really interesting. So people have a tendency of thinking, well, just because something is super, it might have more vanilla flavor to it, that it's got to be additives. And that's not the case. And with a 123 line, they use new wood barrels. They don't use ex-bourbon barrels and stuff. They use new wood. So, and then even with the Luchador line that David Ravandi did, wine doesn't take as much out of the wood as bourbon and stuff does, because it's higher proof. Wine is lower proof, so it takes longer for them to get all the stuff out. So there's plenty of vanillin and stuff left in the barrel, and especially from the toasting, the diacetyl and stuff that can give you that caramel flavors. So it can inject a lot of its flavoring into the tequila. So just because something may taste like have a nice vanilla presence and stuff, doesn't mean that there's additives to it. And I know there's a wood supplier that I have used to purchase staves from, that we did with the dominoes. We chopped them up and used them for aging, where I can go through, and depending on the toast level, I can pick certain woods and that had certain flavor flavor compounds and stuff and flavor profiles. And so I could kind of custom tailor what I wanted in, what kind of flavors I wanted in my tequila by looking at the toast levels and then what kind of flavor compounds and stuff they picked up on the mass spec and stuff when they did the analysis of them. So it'll give you a breakdown too of how much vanilla's in the wood and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a really deep dive into additives. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. And then we'll talk too about TMM's program and stuff. And so I'll give you guys a lot of information to digest and to understand what we're looking at. So everyone doesn't jump to the conclusion that just because something has a really nice flavor profile and there's some vanilla and caramel and stuff in it that's, pretty bold in there, that it's, additives. The way you can tell it's additives is that all you taste is vanilla and caramel, and you open it up and it smells like a vanilla cupcake, then you know that it's pretty much got additives in it. And then you also can look at other things like whether it's got vegetable glycerin or oak extract, or there's other things too you can test for, and that actually show up in tests that have additives. And I actually did a test, and you can see a video where I show you how to test stuff at home, and those will only show the calming additives. So we'll go over all that when I get back from Mexico. I'll do a whole big thing on additives. So we'll kind of educate people and give you a better understanding of what to look for and how things are with additives. So what is this? Haven't checked in on the Hombre in a while. What is your number one all-time most favorite tequila? I don't do a number one favorite all-time. So I'm sorry. There's so many different ones. It's the one that I'm drinking. I can't say I have an all-time favorite. When is the best time to go to Jalisco? I don't know. When you have time, I guess. I go all the time. So hi, great channel. I'm from Ohio, and our selection here sucks. I got any online stuff, tequila vendors you would recommend? I need some Ocho G4, Mi gente Cascanes, thanks. Not for Ohio. I would say I don't know where in Ohio you're at, but if you can drive across the river, go to Party Town, you can pick up some good stuff there. You can always check with Ferment and Still and see if they ship to Ohio. If you put an order in and it goes through, they ship to it. If they don't ship to it, the order won't go through. Travis says, I'm ordering my 54 tomorrow. Can't wait. Oh, nice. Awesome. Well, I hope you like it. You let me know what you think when you try it, okay? I know I think you're on the Discord. You're a member of the TBAC too, I think, right, Travis? Comment on there and let me know what you think. Great stuff as always, Hombre. Thanks for all the info you provide. I learn something new every time I watch you. Cheers, my friend. Well, cheers to you, Steve Hart. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for watching the channel. I do appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your support. I'm learning so much about tequila by aging my own in Yejos. Yeah, the aging stays from Beyond Barrels are fantastic. I recommend them. You just got to make sure you check in on them every week and taste them and make sure that it's matching your flavor profile. There's some people that, went off some of my recommendations, but I tend to like a nice robust and Añejo and stuff, on sometimes. And sometimes if I want it to be more light on the wood, I'll go less time. So it's just a matter of tasting and stuff. I'm doing a Tapatio Excelencia right now. I'm going to pull the stave out probably tomorrow before I go to Mexico next week. And I'm going to let it sit for a while, and then I'll let you guys know how it came out. But I'm trying to do like a high-proof clone of Tapatio Excelencia. So I'm using the Tapatio 110 Blanco. Hey, Frankish, what if you taste vanilla in a Blanco? There is vanilla in some agaves, so it's a natural thing. So you can actually taste vanilla in a Blanco. It's just a matter of what the vanilla tastes like. The artificial vanilla tends to have a medicinal aftertaste to it, But really, for the flavor additives, it's nearly impossible to test for them. And that's one of the things that I'll talk about next week, about what you can test for and what you can't. So there's no way to prove that they actually put anything in it, because vanillin is a natural compound that's found in plants, and that's the vanilla bean is super rich in vanillin, but it's a natural compound that's found in plants and wood, and it's you can find it in a bunch of things. So it's possible. I've had Blancos that I know that were additive free, that have a little bit of a vanilla taste to them, which is perfectly fine. Among all the spirits out here in the world, what got you into tequila? Just curious. Oh, that's a good question, Naveen. I was into bourbon because I was an Ohio boy. So I grew up with Kentucky bourbon. I was actually a big Jack Daniels fan too. But bourbon didn't sit right with me, and I always got stomach issues with burning and stuff, and then indigestion and stuff from it. And I had a timeshare in Cabo San Lucas, and so went down there. My wife and I decided to go tequila tasting, and so we went down there and tried some tequilas, and I found some that I liked, and so I started drinking tequilas, and then started getting involved in some of the groups on Facebook and stuff, and then started connecting with the distillers and stuff, and getting information from them and learning more and more and more. I learned a lot from some people online, and I learned a lot from the master distillers that I connected with, and I can actually do a thing on my history too, because it's kind of interesting, and it's kind of been a fight. So, but that's why I have some enemies, because people told me things and I said, sorry, not going to do it. and so now here I am today, fully engulfed in the world of tequila. I fell in love with the culture, fell in love with the history, fell in love with the people. There isn't a distillery in Mexico that I'm not welcome to. When I go down there, people, they love me there. I love them. I appreciate what they do, and I honor what they do. And then that's one of the things that Ferment and Still was created for too, so we can get these amazing tequilas into people's hands all across the U.S. in states that allow shipping from other states, and then we can also support the brands by buying their tequila and putting money in their pockets. And so that was the main reason why we did Ferment and Still, and it's been extremely popular. We get a lot of orders in, and we're selling a lot of tequila. We're one of the largest tequila buyers and sellers in the state of California, so that's great. Any idea when the Volin Still Strength will hit them? It's already here. It's on the market. It's out. It's been out. It's up on Ferment and Still available. It's just expensive. It's like $600, I think. But it's out. It's been out for a while. I missed the discussion about 123 Tequila. I have a place this back for sure. The Reposado 123 went well with a dessert. Yeah, it's 123 is great. It's all natural wood too, the new wood. It's not, they don't use previous bourbon barrels or stuff, so it's got a lot of rich flavor profile to it. I love the 123 line. It's great, but there's no additives in it. So what are some smooth tequilas that I can introduce to non-tequila drinkers? So far, everyone has liked Fortaleza. Price doesn't matter, just the best smooth tequilas. The word smooth, I don't particularly jive with. I don't like the word smooth, but I'm assuming by the word smooth you mean it doesn't burn. Most of the tequilas that I recommend don't burn. They're made well, and when the burn happens, it's because typically it's bad distillation or bad fermentation. But most of the brands that I talk about and recommend really keep an eye on stuff like that, and so they don't have any burning to them. So watch some of my videos and look for the ones where I say it was easy, really easy drinking, and then use those as the ones to show to people, your friends, that you want to introduce to tequila. That's the best way to do it, because there's a lot of them that don't burn when you drink them, and there's some that do burn. Typically, if you're going higher proof, you'll probably get a little bit of burn just because your mouth and your throat and your gums and stuff aren't used to a higher proof alcohol. So I would stick with the 40 percenters and use those. What are some? Okay, we just did that one. I am from Columbus, so Ohio. Steve, you was able to find G4. Oh, she's from Columbus, which I used to go to Columbus every year. I was a competitive swimmer, believe it or not, in high school. And so we used to go down and swim state finals down at Ohio State, which is in Columbus. How do we age at home? Pour the juice into a small oak. No. To stay away from the oak barrels. You just go to bbaging.com. It's bbaging.com. And you look at their aging staves. They have a French oak and American oak. I recommend the number 3 French or American oak. And then you just basically, here, this is what they look like. You just basically take an aging stave like this and literally just drop it in the bottle. And you can age your tequila to whatever flavor profile you want, whether it's light, if you want to try to duplicate a Repo or a Añejo or an extra Añejo, you can do it just by using these aging staves. And the flavor profile is great. It's better than any little barrel. I've tried the little barrels before, and they're horrible because it's not good wood that couldn't it didn't have good flavor profiles left because it's all bad wood. I want to buy some Fortaleza Añejo, but the only one I can find costs $140. Yeah, well, that's the world where you live in today. Wait till next year. You'll get plenty of Fortaleza Añejo at a lot better price once the distillery starts cranking out more. Once they open the new distillery. I did Carrera 54, number 3 French oak for 5 weeks, soak in Maker's Mark for 3 days. Came out amazing. So there you go. Absolutely. Yes. The Beyond Barrel stuff turns out great. It's great. And some people complain that it over oaks things. Well, it's like, look, you check it every week and test it and let it sit for a few weeks after you're done aging, to let things kind of meld and marry. Even the distilleries do that when they pour a barrel out. They pour it into a plastic tote before it goes to bottling, and they let it sit for a while before they bottle it. And that way, things have a chance to marry and get together. And because the distillate passes in and out of the wood, and so it's pulling stuff out. And so you kind of just need some time to settle down and chill out. So give time for the flavors to marry. Once you do that, the flavor profile turns out great. I have a Fortaleza Extra Añejo that I did with the Fortaleza Still Strength that I did 8 weeks with a French oak, and it is unbelievable. And I actually sent some blind to one of my members for his birthday, and we did a thing online on the Hombre Cave, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is phenomenal. I would never guess this was something you did," because I didn't tell him that it was a home aging thing, but it turned out great. So all right. When you taste a tequila, what are some taste profiles you typically look for? What exact blend of taste profiles drives you towards giving 5 agave? Well, for me, I look for cooked agave. I mean, cooked agave should be the king of any tequila. So it's got to have a cooked agave presence. And for me, to give something a 5 agave, it's got to be something that stands out, right? Something that's like exceptional. It's got something different, but not different in a yuck manner, but different in a wow, this is delicious. Something that's like, that gets your attention. There's a lot of tequilas out there, and I do a lot of 4 agaves because those are ones I recommend because they're solid tequilas, right? But something that's like when you sip it and you go like, whoa, okay, yes, that earns the 5 agave status for me because that's, that blows me away. And cooked agave presence is king for me. So I want there to be a lot of cooked agave flavor in it, without pouring agave nectar into it and making it super, super sweet. So that's one thing you'll find is this has cooked agave flavor in it, but it's not really, really sweet. So what they did is magic. It's like voodoo. It's so good. But that's what I typically look for. It depends on the and, añejo, I'm looking for barrel presence. Same with extra añejo, barrel presence, and kind of nice flavor characteristics, and something that's easy to drink, and stuff like that. Something that's different, though. Hi from Germany. Love your channel. I love that you love my channel. And Volkeman, right? Is that German? Have a mezcal question. How can I find additive-free mezcals? Is there a program or platform or no? Well, this is easy for you because it is illegal for anybody to put additives into mezcals. If it's called a mezcal, it is additive-free automatically. They did the right thing when they made the DO for mezcal and the rules for making mezcal. You cannot use an additive in mezcal. If you do, you have to put it on the bottle. So if you look on the bottle and it says avocados on it, which is additives, and then it has like a list of something on it, then that tells you that there's been something that's been added to it. I want to show you an example. I have a gin that's got a list of a mezcal gin that has a list of all kinds of things. But in order for mezcal to have any additives, they have to list it on the label. So all regular Hovens and stuff are additive free. So you're jumping into a good category if you're worried about additives because they can't put them there. Cool. I know the current head swim coach at Ohio State. Oh, nice. I'm new to tequila and got Suavecito Extra Añejo as a gift. Have you tried this before? I'm also trying to learn the additive-free tequilas at the same time, so I'm not sure if this is one. Suavecito, I'm trying to remember Suavecito. I don't recall it. I may have tried it or not, but a gift is a gift. Enjoy it, right? And don't worry about it. And then when you want to look into buying new bottles, let's talk, okay? You watch my channel, watch my reviews, and anything that's listed on fermentandstill.com, which is the store that I curate, it's all additive free. So if you want to look to see if something's additive free, look on the store, and if we have it, it's additive free. So it's an easy list to use. And it's also stuff that I recommend because I curate what's on that store. There's no additive tequila or no bad tequilas on it. So check it out. Safe travels, hombre. Have fun. See you when you get back. Thank you, Travis. I'll definitely see you when I get back. If you do accidentally overage, just add some Blanco until it balances it. There you go. I have recently moved to Mexico and have found the variety of quality tequilas to be less than when I was in the States. Do you know why? Yes, because many of the good tequilas are imported into the United States. The U.S. is the number one largest consumer of tequila in the world, believe it or not. Mexico, everyone thinks that just because somebody's Mexican that they know tequila. That is not the case, and most of the people at the distilleries will tell you most Mexicans don't know anything about tequila. And they drink what their dad drank or what their grandpa drank, and so they're drinking Cazadores, they're drinking Jose Cuervo Tradicional, they're drinking Don Julio, but they're not into it unless they are some of the few ones that dove into it and did research and found out about what's what and took the time to learn about tequila before they started drinking it. So there's not a lot of brands there, and then there's a lot of brands that are only exported to the United States that you can't find in Mexico. So yeah, it's true. Could we expect to start sharing some videos about making some good cocktails with tequila in the near future? Sure, absolutely. I'm going to start doing some stuff with some bartenders and having them share their recipes. I don't want to get into mixology stuff. There's an influencer, I think, that does the mixing stuff, and he's a bartender, but I guess he's trying to be a tequila guy too. But you can watch him and learn about drinks and stuff. But I may feature some restaurants and stuff and some cocktails that they do. But I'm not a big cocktail person myself. I drink all of my tequila neat in a glass, in a Denver Lively agave glass. If I do cocktails, it's typically like a margarita or palomas, and that's about it. So, but I will. I'm going to connect with some restaurants and stuff that have tequila selections and stuff, and I'll do some videos with their bartenders with their signature drinks, so you can get some ideas, some things to do. I think that'd be fun. So, sure, you could expect that. Hey, dropping in to say hi. Hey, C Spills 99. Glad you can stop by. Bienvenido, welcome. The case is that most mezcals don't know about tequila. Most Mexicans Mexicans don't know about tequila. Most Mexicans drink elite tequila as Clase Azul in 1942. Yeah, that's true. They do think it, and they drink a lot of Jose Cuervo traditional, and Herradura is a big one there too, and Don Julio is a big one because that's what their dad drank or their grandfather drank, and that was back when it was good. But it's changed, and they don't know that. And typically a lot of the Mexicans too still do shots with lime and salt too. So, have you ever did an infinity bottle? No, I don't do infinity bottles. No. But that's what this is kind of like an infinity bottle blend of añejos and extra añejos, which is kind of cool. So. Because it's a mixture of a blend of all their different añejos and extra añejos. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that tomorrow. So, but no, I've never done an infinity. I know bourbon, it's a big thing in the bourbon world, but I have never done it and never really had the desire to do it. Do you have any recommendations of distilleries to visit in Jalisco? Sure. Yeah, if you want to go to Tequila, Fortaleza does an amazing tour. Their tours are great. They do a fantastic job. And then right next door to them is El Tequileño, which is great. And then you can see Arete too, which is right across the street from them, up a little bit. And then if you go, you go down to the main square in Tequila, the El Rojena, which is the original distillery for Cuervo. They have a nice little touring thing that you can do too. And then I'd recommend taking the tour because it's very informational and kind of fun. You know, although, you know, Cuervo doesn't make the best stuff now. They still have if you want to get a bottle of Cuervo traditional, family traditional, they have the La Rojena edition, which is bottled there. So there's no additives in that one. But the other ones, they use a diffuser and additives and stuff, and that's why it's gotten so cheap now. But you can get the La Rojena edition there at the distillery if they have it. If not, there's some local vendors around that may still have some bottles of it. It comes in a blue box. So it's blue compared to like the normal design. So it'll be like the normal design box you see, but it'll be blue. But you can get those there too. And that's the La Rojena edition is different. And I was talking to a guy who actually follows me on YouTube there. He recognized me, and he was saying, yeah, because they use additives and the stuff that goes like to Costco and out to the general public. He said, but the only one that doesn't use additives is a La Rojena edition because they take it right out of the barrels here. And he said those are the good ones, and that's the one like he drinks. He doesn't like the regular Reserva de Familia either. So. Thoughts on 99,000 Horas by Coralejo. It is garbage. I poured it out. I couldn't drink it. It was horrible. I didn't like it at all. It was a waste of money for me. Do you know when G4 is going to be available at Ferment Still Strength, Repo, Añejo? We had the Repo and it just sold out because it was heavily allocated. The Madeira is coming in. It's supposed to come in this week, so I'm hoping that hits by Friday, and that's going to be for Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective members only because it's heavily allocated. They're really not selling a lot to the stores, so we only get a little bit, and so the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective members are getting that. But that's it right now. The still strength should be coming in. I think they're expecting, it's not still strength, but it's 108 proof. It's supposed to be coming in a couple of weeks. So that one should be restocked. Añejo, good luck with that. And the Repo we just sold through. But we're working on trying to get some more Repo. But they heavily allocated that as well. And what we had went up and was sold out. So sorry. Sorry, G4 is one of those ones that they're trying to catch up on right now. Is Tequila Ocho Añejo really discontinued? I haven't heard that. Where did you hear that? I can ask. I can send a note and ask. Where did you hear it was discontinued? I can ask. Let me ask Carlos real quick here. It may take him a little while to get back to me, but... There, I just asked, so I'll get an answer for you. A store owner told you. Oh, no, I don't think that's correct, because they do come out with their special editions every year. So I don't think that's correct. I just asked, so I'll get an answer. But I don't think they discontinued it. I don't think so. I just think they've been selling a lot of the Repo and Blanco and stuff, and aged expressions were crazy in demand during COVID and stuff, but they're slowly, and now that the price of agave is coming down, they're able to make batches for less, and so they're slowly but surely getting more and more barrels set. So you'll see more and more aged tequila showing up on the shelves now that the agave prices have come down, and there's plenty of plenty of agave available right now. What are some tequilas that have a low rating and have high ratings on TMM? What are some tequilas that have a low rating? A low rating where? And have a high rating on TMM? I don't know. Have a low rating where? I know there's one tequila, if you look, this one always cracks me up, look. I don't know if they fixed it yet or not, but oh, they fixed it. Oh no. Yeah, they fixed it. They must have had somebody else go in and change it, because the whole rating system on TMM is all subjective. So it's just a bunch of people like you and me that are rating stuff. There's no, it's not like anyone's a professional or an expert or anything like that's doing the ratings. It's just everyday people. It's like, so just because something has a high rating doesn't mean you're going to like it, and it doesn't mean it's good. It just means that they got enough people to put a high rating in on a review. So I don't put very much salt. I don't put very much trust in any of the ratings on TMM, really. Have you tried 1940 tequila? Oh yeah, I have a bottle of it. You mean it's Campo Azul 1940 is the one you're talking about. I have a bottle of it. I need to do a review. I heard it's exceptional from some people that I trust. So I do have a bottle of it. I'm going to review the Blanco. So I'll let you know. Look for the review when it comes up on the channel. So let me see. Okay. Here's your answer. Absolutely not. It has not been discontinued. It's just of course, takes longer for each field. We just bottled a week ago Añejo La Cañada 2022. Okay, so there you go. So there you go, live from the source. Tequila Ocho Añejo has not been discontinued, and they have a new field, La Cañada, from 2022 coming out. It's going to be hitting the shelves soon. So, oh, you're going to buy it today at your work. I've heard exceptional things about it, so I'm looking forward to trying it. Now, it's made by Producto Fino, which of course has a diffuser, but they went back to the old way that they used to, because they used to actually make some pretty good tequila there before. And they went family traditional back and used, Hornos and stuff, and supposedly it's really good. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I have a friend of mine who actually has a friend that is one of the owners of Producto Fino, and he was telling me that they're really proud of this one. So I got a bottle, and I'm going to be doing a review of it. So I'll let you guys know, or you can see it on the review when I post it here on the channel. Is the review coming from Marquez de Costa Noble? Yes, I do have a bottle of it, and I'll be doing a review. Matter of fact, it's it's right there. I brought it up, so I'll be doing a review. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I haven't been doing a lot of reviews because of time stuff and family things and stuff, but I'm getting back, as you know, so I'm cranking out more content. So there'll definitely be a review of that coming up here as well. The bottle looks like Artenal. Yeah, it kind of does a little bit. Yeah, I agree. It does. Yep, see, there you go. You ask questions, I can get the answers for you guys. I'm connected. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people at the distilleries and stuff. That was the Camarenas that responded from Tequila Ocho. So the Añejo is not being discontinued. Please do not share that rumor. It is untrue. The Ocho Añejo. I figured so too, because they do all the special barrels and stuff too, that they'll probably have some of those coming out. Like they did the tropical, the continental, and the transatlantic, right? The those añejos that from Ocho which were great, and then they did the Widow Jane, but that one was a repo. But we'll see if they come up with any other añejos. It'll be kind of cool. Any update if you will bring El Mexicano? Yes, it's coming. It's coming, Ivan. I'm still been waiting for them to give me the. It's on a pallet. I already know who's bringing it in, and I've got it. It's all set up. Matter of fact, I should probably message the Benueloses when I get off here and ask him about that, because I have the full expression down here. I didn't want to review it until I knew people can get it here, but from what I understand, they're getting the pallets ready, and it should be here hopefully by the end of the year. So, but keep watching, and I'll post when it's here. I need to reach out to the importer too and see what's going on, and if they are still planning on bringing it in, like I think they are. If so, then we definitely will stock it at Ferment and Still. I'll let those guys know to get it. So we'll have it there, and then I'll do the review as well. And that's how things work at Ferment and Still, for those of you guys too that may have heard some fake or false information about it. If I don't like the tequila, it doesn't get listed there. Everything that gets listed on the site is stuff that I like, and from producers and stuff that I know makes good tequila, no additives. So the stuff that we carry is only the good stuff. You can't buy a bad bottle there. But while, it may not necessarily fit your flavor profile, it won't be bad quality. It just be one that doesn't fit your flavor profile. So Do you still prefer other tequilas over El Tesoro Repo for a smoke? I love El Tesoro Repo, but I don't know what you're trying to ask. I love El Tesoro Repo. I would enjoy a smoke with that just as I would with any Repo. I have tons of El Tesoro. I've got El Tesoro Neo, El Tesoro Repo. I got a bunch of bottles. You see the blue boxes right there of the extra Añejo there. I got the Paradiso, which is the brown boxes right here in the corner. So I got a bunch of El Tesoro. I love El Tesoro brand. It's one of my favorite brands. One of my top brands. G4 is one of my top brands as well. I love a good El Tesoro. El Tesoro is my preferred well tequila as well. I guess it's called well. It's the one I make my margaritas and palomas and stuff with. The margaritas I use El Tesoro Blanco, and for palomas I use El Tesoro Repo, because I believe a good tequila makes a great tequila makes a great cocktail, and a cocktail is only as good as the ingredients you put in it, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with that. It's just like a meal, right? You use a good cut of steak on a plate for a dinner, you're going to have a nice meal with that. If you put a cheap piece of meat on there, it's not probably going to be as good as having a nice cut with a good grade, quality of meat in it. So it's just like, that they say the better the agave, the better the tequila. Same thing with, cocktails. The better tequila you put into it, the better the cocktail is going to be. I want to buy that G4 from your website soon. Okay. I mean, I don't know what the G4 Blanco? I think there's G4 Blanco on it. And it's not particularly just my site. I have partners that it's I just am partnered with it and help it. I don't. Somebody else controls it pretty much. I just tell them what to order. But it is a site that I'm affiliated with. I'm very proud, and I'm glad to be able to tell a brand after I try it that, hey, if we like your brand, we'll be able to support you by being able to buy some of it to offer on our site. And the brands love that. They appreciate it. It's about giving to these guys and helping them, right? Because I'm a firm believer that, look, if you give and you give and give and give, eventually you'll get something back in return. And so I don't expect stuff, but I try to give as much as I can. I mean, to you guys, giving you all the information here, doing the videos, putting the content up and sharing with you guys, to getting the information from the brand to you guys. The brands love that. To buying the tequila from the brand and making it available to as many people as possible. The brand loves that as well. Flying out at my own expense to help them on projects, to help promote the distillery and what they do. The brands love that as well. So I never charge the brands to do things like some people do. Brands don't pay me to do reviews, because then I can't do an unbiased review. Instead, I rely on you guys watching the videos and becoming members of the channel and members of the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. And those of you, the two that buy things on Ferment and Still to help support what I do. I mean, and just like any influencer out there, sure, I'll make a little bit of money off the sales on Ferment and Still. I'm not getting rich by any means, but it's just like any other guy that's doing reviews out there. When they refer you to Old Town or they refer you to another store, they're getting some money too. It's just a little bit of payment for driving sales, which, I get a little bit. I'm not getting rich off of it by any means, but I'm more concerned about helping the brand and then also being able to pay my bills, because flying to Mexico to do these picks and stuff, it costs money. It costs a lot of money. Oh, you mentioned a different one. Oh, you're talking about the G4 Madera. No, you're talking about the G4 Madera. That's for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective members. The link's in the description below to join. It is $10 a month, and you have to use the Discord. It's a Discord server. You have to access the Discord. So If you don't know how to use the Discord, join and download the Discord app, join, and then get on the Discord and then message me and I'll walk you through how to find everything on there and how to be part of the community. There's people like you saw Jan commenting earlier. He's on there. There's a bunch of people that have been on this live stream that are members of the Discord. That's a great group. So, how long have I been drinking tequila? Well, I've been drinking tequila since I was 21. But I didn't take the good tequila journey. I've been diving deep in tequila since 2016. So it's been, what, 9 years? 9 years now? No, 2024, 8 years. 8 years now. So, Casa 1910 cigars. I recommend you them. Great flavor and delicious. Oh, great. Thank you. We can't talk about cigars, though, here on YouTube because they don't like that kind of content. So we'll say that for Instagram. This is tequila. We're talking about tequila here. So I think we're already 10 minutes over. Any other questions and stuff that I can address for you guys before we call it a day? I've already gone over an hour. It's been a lot of fun answering your questions and talking to you guys. And I hope I was able to address some things for you guys. I'll be doing some live content from Mexico while I'm there, so make sure you watch the channel for that. What's the story in all Mexico? I have a bottle of the Repo at home, half gone. What's the story on it? Well, the story was originally it was here in the United States, and well, you guys got a second? I want to tell you a little bit about retail, right? Retail sales here in the United States is kind of rough in the liquor market. And the reason being is the brands, when they make a tequila, right, they assess a certain value as to what they think their tequila should retail for and sell for, right? And so what they do is they will sell to the work out a deal with the distributors that import their tequila, and work out a deal that, this is what our suggested retail price is. This is where we would like to see this sell, and it adds a value to their tequila. And so what happens is a lot of times they'll say, "But we understand that the retailers need to make money on this, right? Because they have to pay for their buildings, they have to pay for their website hosting or all that other stuff. So they have overhead that they need to cover. So we want them to be able to sell our product, but be able to make some money while doing it. But we'd like it to sell for this amount. And so we're going to sell it to you guys for this price, which gives you guys enough room for the retailers to make some good money selling it at this price." And so they then give it to the distributor, and then the distributor is supposed to work it out with the retailer, saying, "Yeah, we would really like to see it sell for on this price," but they can't, by law, they can't dictate what the price is. They can't dictate it. And so what happens is they end up saying, "Well, they make their cut, they make their distributor makes their margin, so then they sell it to the retailer for a price that's still significantly cheaper than the suggested retail price, so the retailer can make some money on it to pay their bills and be able to afford to buy more inventory when they sell more of their product and stuff." And so but what happens is some of the retailers are like, "Whoa, I can sell this real cheap and I can sell a lot of it, and then I can try to make more money by selling a lot more than everybody else because this is the suggested retail price." So they undercut the price. And so when they undercut the price, it devalues the tequila. So what happened is they originally came here to the U.S., gave a good price because they wanted to introduce the product and get it in people's hands, get people drinking because it's good stuff. And there was a lot of retailers out there that went, "Ooh, a budget option," and they didn't mark it up to where it should have been and made money on it. Instead, they sold it as a budget tequila, really cheap, and so it really devalued the brand. So people, you were able to buy bottles of it for like $18.99, $19 and then people were like, when they were blowing it out, you can find it for as low as $15, which was a remarkable deal. I found it on a clearance shelf and did the review, and I think it was like $14.99 a bottle. It was ridiculously cheap, but it's a ridiculously good tequila. So what they said is, whoa, we need to reset. And they quit importing their stuff to the United States. They said, we don't want our tequila to be the budget option. We want it to be known as a good taste tequila that people would willing to spend, good money on a good quality product, because it's the Benuelos family. They make good tequila. They're not cranking out cheap stuff. So they pulled their brand back and said, we're going to take a break. And so they were waiting for all the old inventory to sell out, and it's gotten to the point pretty much where all the old inventory is gone. And then while they were doing that, they were working on kind of reformulating things and fine-tuning things, experimenting. And so the new version that's coming out now is really good. It's really good. Impressed. I've been to El Mexicano's distillery a few times. Leon Jr., he's a good friend of mine. I talked with him. His mom, Tessie, is a really good friend of mine as well. His brother Max, his brother Guillermo. I know them all. I know the Benuelos family very well. They're all good friends of mine. And so I wanted to help support the distillery and the brand. So we're waiting for them to get product in now. And it's going to be at a regular standard price for what the good tequila sells for. It's not going to be the cheap budget stuff anymore, because they needed to reset to do this. They had a really untrustworthy importer, shady importer that worked out the deals and stuff for them. And so they got rid of the importer. They have a new importer now. And so their product's going to be priced appropriately. So that's basically what happened. So when you see sometimes like some of the retailers that are selling stuff for a lot cheaper than anybody else, they're hurting the brand by doing that, because they're devaluing the product. When, a lot of other stores are, selling the product for what it's supposed to sell for, or around there, to make their margins, to pay their bills, and so they can afford to buy new inventory. Because if a store doesn't make enough money on the bottles that they sell, they can't afford to buy new inventory and restock things, or buy new inventory, restock what they had, as well as buy, new products to bring in as well. Instead, they're too worried about whether it's going to sell right away or not, because believe it or not, when your shelves are filled with, like here, with inventory, that's money sitting on the shelves for a retailer. And the quicker he can sell that and get it off the shelf, the better, the more he can start investing and bringing other stuff in that people want. But until that sells, that's money sitting on the shelf. A lot of people don't understand that about retail, and they always shop for the cheapest price, which doesn't help the brands. And so if you're about helping the brands, buy from a trusty retailer that's selling at a standard retail price, and support the brands that way. And so that's what we try to do at Ferment and Still. When we get a good deal, we try to work out things where we can sell stuff for a good price as a special type of thing that we coordinate with the brand. But we always, everything that we do like that, we get the brand's blessing, because we don't want them to be angry at us thinking that we're devaluing their product. Does that make sense? You like when I do vlogs? Okay, cool. Salud, hombre. I've learned a lot from this channel over the years. Well, thank you, John Sauer. I'm glad you've learned a lot. I appreciate you supporting the channel, and thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you, and thank you, and thank you for coming by the live stream today. Our tequila price is going to fall because the price for agave are falling. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, yes. We shall see. It's all the matter of now whether the distributors and will drop prices or not. They may just try to make more money on it. It's the problem with the three-tiered system we have in the U.S. The three-tier system being, we have the importer, the distributor, and then the retailers. And it has to go. anything that's sold at retail has to be purchased through a distributor. And so each area gets their markup. And now a distributor can be an importer, but a distributor cannot be a retailer. The retailer and distributors have to be separate from each other. So if there's a distributor, cannot be affiliated or cannot have a retail operation, and a retailer cannot be a distributor, but a distributor can be an importer. So a distributor can import stuff, bring it in, but then he has to sell it to a different retailer. I work at a store. What they do is try to sell us a bunch of junk products before trying to sell us the greater. But yeah, they'll do that. They'll try to push the stuff they can make the most money on. That's a typical distributor thing. And so that's why a lot of times you don't see a lot of the small brands that can't afford to pay an ambassador to come in and present their stuff. That's why you don't see a lot of these good bottles and stuff in most of the stores. Most of the distributors are pushing the stuff that they know will sell, which is, your Patrons, your Don Julios, your Clase Azuls, your, stuff that's mainstream, Cuervos, your Cazadores, the stuff that people know and people think will sell. And if they don't have an ambassador or somebody to kind of inform them about what's good and what's not good, a lot of times the stores don't know what to buy. So I have a lot of retail stores I know that follow my channel, and a lot of times when I present a brand, they get a lot of people asking for it for their retail stores. So I know my reviews do help spread the word. I've blown up a bunch of brands here from reviewing them and telling the world about them here on the channel, and I love that. And so I'm glad to help by doing what I do. So what I stopped doing is no more advertising stands in the store. It brings in too much junk displays. Yeah, that's true. Yes. They do this with whiskey too. I have worked with wine, whiskey, and this year things are rolling in much better. Yep. I know the whiskey prices have kind of settled down a little bit too, which is good. All right, so I think I pretty much talked myself out of a voice for now. But you guys, thank you so much for coming today and doing the Q&A with me. We'll do this again, not next week, but the week after. So make sure you stop by and check it out and ask questions. I'm here to help. We answered a question on the fly from the Camarenas. Somebody had a question about Ocho. We got them the answer right away, which was really cool. And glad to help them. And look for my review tomorrow of the San Matias Anniversary Blend, which is going to be really cool as well. And like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So, hey, keep following what I do. Don't forget to click that thumbs up and give me a like for spending my time with you guys here today. And try some of the stuff I recommend and you'll be in good shape. Salute, guys. Bye. Thanks again for coming. I appreciate you.